Good morning, traders. Welcome back to the Everyday Growth Advisors live stream. I hope you guys are having a great Monday here. Welcome back. It's New Ticker Monday. And I would like to say that this weekend was super crazy. So I'm officially done with my first quarter of my master's program. Had a blast doing this first quarter. It was a little challenging alongside everything that we do here, but it was a great experience. Just to kind of give you guys a little bit of an update, because I feel like we're a family, just kind of had two classes. They were accounting and economics, and it wasn't too bad, but the master's program is a bit more accelerated. So imagine taking both macro and micro econ in one quarter, and that to a accelerated summer quarter, and then at the same time kind of doing accounting, which is usually three classes put together into one entire class. It was actually a pretty challenging quarter, but I had fun. It overall was a great experience, and I think I came out with more knowledge than I had, so that was really great. So I just officially finished my finals on Sunday, I want to say, and I've been pretty much just submitting some final projects, things that I have due for this week. We have the intermediate course ready to go, so people who signed up for the intermediate course, we'll be starting that course in exactly 12 hours. We have quite a few members. I want to say at least 40 of the spots have already been filled. If you haven't filled and you want to be a part of the intermediate course, you can still sign up till, I believe, a couple more hours. Optionswing.com is where you can go to sign up. If you want, click on join now, scroll down, click on the Everyday Growth Advisors intermediate course, where we'll be covering topics like spreads, risk management strategies, rolling strategies, how to make a dividend income from stocks you already have. This is where you can go, click enroll now, and get yourself into the course. Also, we'll be covering straddles, strangles, and condors, which are different types of trading strategies. So it's going to be definitely an interesting week for people who join me on the intermediate course. This is the second time we're going to be running this intermediate course, so I'm kind of excited. I feel like the material that I've put together is really comprehensive, and the first wave went really well. So I am looking forward to teaching the second wave of intermediate course. This is going to be wave number 8 of the EGA mentorship course, so it's going to be extremely interesting. Okay, so people who haven't gotten, you want to get in, DM me, make sure you sign up before tomorrow. I think we'll be closing registrations within the next 6 hours or so, and then we will be locked and loaded. Make sure you guys smash the like button or lightly tap it if you like the stream. We do this every Mondays through Fridays. Tomorrow we will be having a webinar on wave patterns, and then the next day we'll be doing one on trade confirmations on Thursday. So keep track of those as well. I highly recommend attending the webinars this week. Going to be interesting content for sure. Today we'll be covering Chipotle as a ticker for the new ticker Monday, and then on Wednesday we'll be covering the fundamentals of Chipotle, and by Friday we should have a recap. So I hope you guys are ready for this exciting week. So let's do the pre-market rundown here and get through this really quickly. So just, as you know, we read the news just for literally entertainment's sake. We don't actually take anything away from this. So now you have Trump's envoy coming back to Washington for the campaign trail. All eyes are going to be on the presidential election now, leading up to November. So keep that in mind. Of course, you also have to look at the statistics behind presidential elections. For those of you that don't know, presidential election years actually tend to be really good for the stock market for the year itself. The year after the presidential election is where we usually have a short correction, statistically speaking. Okay, and we're about to get into the market breakdown a little later. And then also the statistics further break down if depending on whether a Democrat or a Republican wins the presidential election. If a Republican wins the presidential election, the remaining year is actually a favorable year for the stock market. And if a Democrat wins the presidential election, then it becomes unfavorable for the stock market. So those are just the facts. This is not me having any political bias. I don't wish to, say anything about politics because I personally have no opinion, and I don't really follow it that much, so I don't really care that much for it. I just look at the statistics and I go by those. So, of course, we do know that, there are certain ways that governments operate, and the political bias does play a role in our stock market. So, just keep that in mind. This year should end with a bang. Okay, as I mentioned in the previous live streams, we've already had enough corrections and dips for a long time. This is enough of dips for a long time. These 5% corrections, of course, are very nominal, and so we can see exactly how many percent this was. It was about I want to say about 8%, right? So you can have a look at this on Nasdaq especially, and you can see exactly how big this correction was. Here you go, from here from the top, right down here, about a 10%, I want to say let's just say 10% correction, right? and a 10% correction is very nominal in a bull market. Okay, and remember, we are in a bull market, so we're not in a bear market statistically, and the definition of a correction is anything between 5 to 19%. Anything with a more than 20% pullback, which means double of this. So let's say we went from here, right, to here, that would have been a bear market. Okay, so we've only gone half the way, and it doesn't necessarily mean that we will go here. Okay, we're already starting to see bounce on the 50 moving average, so there's a high chance that, you know, this is where we're gonna pretty much find a little bit of a wave up and then see what happens from there. Of course, we do not try to predict what's about to happen. We just go by our own analyses. Okay, so with the news here, U.S. stock futures rally, so we're starting to build up the good news bank again. Last week, remember, it was all bad news, and you know, markets were in a jitter. This week we have also important stuff which relates to the Fed, if I'm not mistaken. Also, OPEC monthly report comes out this week. So let's have a look here. I want to see this week. Here we go. And then we want to do a filter and take out all the things that we don't need here. We just want to see what's going to happen for the US market. So you can do this on investing.com. If you didn't know about this, you can filter and see what kind of news you want to see for all of this, and you know, go ahead and uncheck all the things that are not important to you. Majority of the time, this stuff is already done anyway. So we'll do that, and then we'll click apply, and now we have the entire schedule for the whole week. So today itself, we'll have all the non-important news here. OPEC monthly report. This one will be a high impact news for oil. Treasury Department report. This will be another high impact news. So watch out for those. Well, this one's going to be, I believe, after the stock market closes, right? So we'll see when that happens. And then 10-month and 3-month auction bill should give you the idea of how risk appetite is within the markets. And then what is this? Let's see. Import price index. This will be tomorrow, along with the IEA monthly report. Industrial production also, and API weekly crude oil. That'll be important. Core retail sales on Wednesday. So big news will be coming out. Crude oil inventories. Okay. Cushing, which is where all WTI Brent is received. And then we have interest rate projection for Q1, Q3. Sorry, all Q3 here. And then here's the important one on Wednesday, right? We have the FOMC economic projections, FOMC statement, and the Fed decides the interest rate. Okay, so this week is a very heavy news-loaded week. I'm going to go ahead and say that we're going to continue chop. Okay, we're going to continue chop, lollipop, like how we did last week. Okay, remember on Thursday, we have building permits. We have a lot of high impact news. Initial jobless claims, okay? And then the Fed Manufacturing Index in Philadelphia. That's also important. And then Friday, we have not that much important stuff, okay? So this week is going to be a big news impact week. And therefore, I'm going to go out on a prediction and say that we will continue to be chop throughout the week. Okay, this is just something that happens typically. The market doesn't want to pick a direction just yet. Okay, so expect your options to further drain theta. But if you have far expiries like me, for a month out, for more than a month out, expiring in November, you should have nothing to worry about. Okay, you should have extremely nothing to worry about. There is no way this dovish Fed that has been dovish for so long is going to make a big move and scare this market off. So imagine that. Okay, Goldman Douche says U.S. stock sell-off may be close to an end. They are saying that. So maybe we should follow what they're saying. No, I'm just kidding. You definitely do not follow what they're saying. Like when you read stuff like this, you just take it at a discount. It's entertainment. It's some guy who's trying to sell you a gold bar for $5, right? Alibaba in talks to invest $3 billion in Grab. And it's funny because I was just looking at, I posted a infographic on my Instagram channel about this today, that Grab is one of the most invested businesses in Asia. Oracle beats Microsoft in a deal for TikTok. I don't think this will affect Microsoft too much, in my opinion. It's not like, they were all strung out on the deal anyway. And apart from that, you have major events for Apple coming up, right? I think they're doing product launches. Apple's first major product launch event of 2020. What to watch? This is on September. When is this? I forget. I don't remember exactly when. I feel like it is coming soon in a few days. I want to say. Okay, and Bloomberg won't let me read it, obviously. Why do I even bother with Bloomberg, guys? Jeez. Okay, so Wall Street Journal here. This is the one that I have a subscription from school for, so I can actually access this one. U.S. stock futures point to gains on Wall Street, obviously after a little bit of jitteries. Expect the market to price in a favorable Fed news as well. There's a possibility of that. So I would say there's a 50% chance we go chop, and then there's also a 50% chance that we are going to start to price in more dovishness. OPEC extends forecast for a decline in global oil demand. That's something that's going to continue going forward. I've said this already many times that I don't see the situation with crude improving, anytime soon. But it's never bad to pick up companies that are bleeding because of this. I think when there's crisis, that leads to opportunity. So this is a good time to be, thinking about those things. Blank check IPOs in Europe show signs of life. Nvidia up for trouble. So it confirmed that it would pay $40 billion for ARM Holdings from SoftBank, and that would, give them a further lead in the semiconductor business. So we'll have a look at this article a little later and get into that. I like Nvidia as a business long term. It's great. We were talking about Nvidia in our class as well in economics, so that was an interesting one. Talking about how Bitcoin had a big rush, and which caused Nvidia to pop big time because GPUs were being used in coin mining farms in China, and a lot of people set up shop and then realized that caused a boom bust cycle in the semiconductor industry. So as we all know, semiconductor industries are a cyclical industry where it's directly correlated with Moore's law, which is the law that doubles transistors every 2 years. So remember that there are a couple of things at play there with semiconductors, and when semiconductor prices get overheated, they come down and correct themselves before going up with the next wave. So keep that in mind. China serves up pig, okay, cool. All right. Well, so far nothing that interesting on the news. And so let's have a look at the pre-market movers here. Wow, whatever the stock is, Immunomedics Inc. up 100%. Jeez, wow. Whew. 10% here from this company, not sure. And nothing, Fastly up 6% here. This one was interesting. I maybe should have had a look at Fastly. I wanted to trade this stock last week, and we ended up missing it. So it's okay though. Yeah, I wouldn't buy it at this level anyway. Let's wait for the candlesticks to start to trade above the moving averages, and moving averages pointing upward. That's when we would get into Fastly here. I don't feel comfortable buying in here right now. So yeah, absolutely not going to take this trade. Just even if it is up pre-market, doesn't make sense. Oracle on the news of TikTok. Nvidia on the news of the ARM deal. Everything else, not really that interesting. And then on this side here, we have a bunch of other companies. So NIO up 1%. That should cause Nikola or Tesla to be up as well. Apple up about 1.7% on the product launch news. And S&P 500, let's have a look here. NASDAQ, Tesla up 2%. Nvidia up 5%. Yep, okay. All right, well, nothing really that crazy. Let's look at the heat map here. Everything mostly green. Everything except for Gilead here. Interesting. So what is the most green sector? I want to say tech, right? You can have a look at tech is definitely leading the way here. What are these over here? A auto parts company and LB Brands. Definitely not buying that. UPS, FedEx, these two are up as well. And what is this? Moody's, rating agency. Okay, well, looks like a good time to rotate into things that are red here. So I'll be looking throughout the day not to buy things that are green, but buying things that are red. Remember, we don't buy the rallies, we buy the dips. So that's what I'll be looking out for. And we'll have more stuff to look at throughout this week. And so let's do the SPY pre-market breakdown here. Welcome into the stream, guys. I hope you are having a great morning. So let's see. Can we get to 100 likes today? There's 150 of you. We could smash the like button. I would appreciate you, you know, very much. If you smash the like button, this stream gets shared with other people, and I highly appreciate you if you do that. If you don't, then nobody else gets to see the stream. So maybe if you can take a second out of your day to just hit the like button, I would really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay, so getting to the pre-market breakdown here. Okay, so we can see on the NASDAQ here, and let me get my little thingamajig. So we have drawn this channel in for a long while now, and NASDAQ is kind of broken out of the channel, but this is not a definitive break yet, because realistically speaking, this channel could be further moved down, right? And I always move it during the stream, so we'll see. Let's see here. Can we move this thing down? I feel like I just messed it up completely. Let's just redraw it, to be honest. There we go. We want it to be pretty much parallel to the other lines that we've drawn. There we go. And then we move it to where we need to. And it has to be a best fit line. So this is not the point. Yeah, it's definitely going to be somewhere around here instead. Yeah, okay. So we broke below the channel, but then there's a very high chance that we rebound and come back into it in a little while. Okay, on the daily, this is what we're looking like on the NASDAQ. Okay, and we have our fibs drawn in from the recent swing low to the swing high. So this is your 50% correction. We are at the 36. We tried to break through 23.6, but didn't. So that was a rejection on the bear side over here. We have what is called a double bottom forming so far. And obviously, candlesticks are trading below the moving averages, so we are using the moving averages as a resistance right now. This is still considered bearish territory until the candlesticks start to move above the moving averages and use them as support. Okay, so we are in a technical, not a bear market, but we are in a technical situation where we are in a bearish trend. Right, you can see that we're making lower highs, right, and lower lows, and now we made a kind of a technical double bottom. So we have to see how these waves start to play out next. Okay, so we had the impulsive corrective, impulsive corrective, impulsive. Are we going to go further correction, or are we going to reverse here and start to go to the upside? Okay, that's the question here. But in my opinion, what we're going to see, and I said this a couple of weeks on the live stream ago. I said this a couple of times and I stick by it. I say, after such a strong rally and after such a correction, what usually happens to the market for a while is we go in a sideways market. Okay, we go in a sideways market until we have concrete evidence that the market is calmed of its jitters. Then will we resume the trend upward? Okay, now these sideways markets usually last for a week or two at a time, and I'm okay with it if that is the case, because majority of my option contracts are for very near the money options. So even if it takes 2 weeks for this to figure out itself and the NASDAQ needs more time, that's completely fine by me, because I'm not worried by losing too much value on my contracts, because they're mostly values with high contracts with high intrinsic value close to the strike prices. So I'm not that worried about my contracts losing value. Okay, now on a SPY, the situation's a little different. We actually tested the bottom of this channel and we bounced off it. Okay, and we've bounced off this channel multiple times now. Okay, and actually I need to fix this fib over here. So let's actually just delete that fib and draw a new one to get the extension in. So we're gonna go from down here to up here. Okay, so that's our fib extension there now. And if you look at this on the 4-hour chart, these were the two lines that, well, the green lines that I drew that were key support levels for SPX, okay, and we have basically never been able to breach those levels. So this was the last line of defense that I was talking about last week, and we never breached it. We are kind of consolidating in this level here, the 61.8, which is fine in my opinion. As long as we don't consolidate below this level here, we should be okay. Okay, so expect us to continue testing this channel, coming back down to 61.8 and then going higher, and then coming back down and then going higher. And eventually what will happen is when the candlesticks start to trade above the moving average, that's when a rally will start forming to the upside. So that's what I see with SPY over here. It's a different situation altogether. Okay, remember that NASDAQ, about 20% of NASDAQ makes up SPY. So the Dow Jones here, completely different scenario, right? And we have a position for the Dow Jones as well. We have XLI, which is the industrials sector, and nice bounces on this channel as well, right? We never move these lines and they have just been there. That's the beauty of it. You draw these lines, you let them stay there, and now you know suddenly where the points are for pivots. Also try to bottom out here. No bueno. 50 retracement was rejected for bears, and 61.8 holds very strongly there. So expect possible come down to test this again. I say we'll have a couple more flushes down from the market. That's what I'm saying. Today, day after, imagine, definitely expect a couple more flushes. Something like a downtrend that seems bearish again, only to be bought up strongly when we hit these key levels again. Okay, expect that to happen, especially since Fed news and whatnot, yada yada. Okay, great. Okay, let's see. Do we have any more comments here? Good morning, guys. Welcome into the stream. I appreciate you taking your time out to be here. If you can just lightly tap the like button, I'd appreciate you. Maybe we can get to 100 likes today. That would be really nice. I would appreciate it. So good morning. Good morning. Thank you for the congratulations, guys. Appreciate it. Wow, I'm sure you killed your finals. Thank you, Melissa. I think I would have got a. I hope I got an A for econ. I don't know about accounting yet. I just submitted the finals day before, yesterday actually. Let's see here. Pfizer, okay. FedEx based on this volume seems like a good trade. Maybe we'll look into it. Sasha, maybe we'll look into it. Do you subscribe to Wall Street Journal? I get it for free from school. What's a double bottom? It's a technical bullish signal. Double bottoms are technical bullish signals. It means that the price has tried to come down to this point 2 times but got reversed. And then there are triple bottoms, there are quadruple bottoms, there are a bunch of other kinds of things. But it's not like you have to treat it like a gospel truth. It's just, it is what it is. Okay. All right, cool. There are a couple of things I want to run by first. So many of you who remember the Starbucks trade that we took last week, remember that bull flag pattern that I was talking about. The bull flag pattern is still intact here. Okay. And we were, I think, here last week. And I said, yeah, just wait for Starbucks to break out of this flag here. And it's showing signs of breaking out of the flag. In fact, pre-market, it's up just, a couple of cents. But, if some momentum comes into Starbucks here, we'll be positioned to capture this to the upside. Okay, so keep that in mind. I purposely took far out the money options for this one in case Starbucks makes a big move. Okay. So we have a lot of time on it, and I'm going to be holding those contracts. I believe in my analysis, and I like these flag patterns, especially for breakouts, okay? Especially for breakouts. This 0.5 Fibonacci here has been a very strong level, so I actually don't expect us to break out of this. Now, in fact, the funny thing is, if you drew this on here, you would see it's also a wedge. It's a wedge pattern. Descending wedge pattern. So if the market comes down again, what's going to happen? We'll see Starbucks come down along with it, okay, and then complete this wedge. It'll complete this wedge. Complete the wedge and then be forced to break out. So it might come down here and then break out. There's a chance, okay? So if the market corrects and throws a fit and comes down like you see with SPX, it's doing the exact same thing, right? Look at the shape of SPX versus Starbucks. If you think about it, it's exactly the same, right? Also kind of a bear flag. A bull flag, right? And compare it to what we're seeing here. Similar, right? Same thing. So Starbucks kind of follows SPX, right? Because it's in that ETF, okay? So that's one of them. Now the other one. Beyond that we've been following for a while. I actually like this as a trade. And I was looking at this on the 4-hour chart, which actually piqued my interest with something that I saw was that volume has been increasing, but the stock has been selling off. And it's been constantly testing this 50 moving average. I think it's ready to make another run to the upside. I don't know if we will for sure, but I've been seeing a lot of volume coming in, and I don't see that volume flowing out that much. So the volume you can see here, it keeps getting higher and higher, right? The on-balance volume here. It's looking like it's in a technical uptrend, but then the stock, and you can see it's making higher highs, right, with the price action. And every time this dips, this has been a buying opportunity for it to run up again. So I like this level to capture beyond here, especially since we are in a little demand zone here, and you can see that on the 15-minute chart here. This below us is a nice little demand zone. So every time we've been dipping into here, it's been an area to buy. So maybe beyond might be a trade for this week as a day trade. Watch this one. Should be an interesting trade for this week. Personally, I like it. Okay. So those two are two tickers that you can watch for this week, Starbucks and Beyond. I think, chances are they might have a move. Where did you put your fib retrace swing low to swing high on Starbucks chart? So this was the swing low that I used. This was the swing low. This is the swing high. To be honest, you can change it around and use whichever you like. Personally, I like this because this is your resistance point and a support point. This is a dual zone here, okay? Not a technical dual zone, but I like this point as a pivot point. You could use this point as well down here. But I was going for a more elongated area because if you just take this and then you do something like this, right? Because now you're doing a retracement in this case, right? If you're doing extension, it's going to go the other way, right? So if you're doing extension and you want to find out where Starbucks is going to go to the upside, then what you do is you go this way, right? And you're going to plot it to the top here. Then you get your extension points to the above it, right? But for me, I'm going for more of a retracement. So that's what I was going for. Let me see. I want to move this down here. Sorry, my OCD kind of kicks in whenever I see lines that are not. Okay, perfect. There we go. So yeah, so this would be our extension levels now. The target points where we could go up to. Okay, 61.8 would be the most prevalent if we break out here. So okay, I hope that clears that up for you. I am so sorry, but I do not understand. But I definitely understand that that is French, and I hope that you're saying something nice. But I also see middle fingers, so it can't be nice. Hello, sir. I appreciate all you do about Apple. Do you have thoughts on this contract? Apple 135 calls. I think you should hold it. AAL looking nice for a breakout soon, maybe next week. Okay, we'll have a look at that. Thoughts on DraftKings? Yeah, I like DraftKings as well, actually. DKNG, that's another one. Yeah, this one, solid uptrend here. Looking interesting. I would get it at the break here. That would be nice if volume comes in. You could definitely do that. Absolutely. Keep that in mind. DraftKings can be on the watch list. And you said AAL, so let's have a look at that. Not so much this one. Not really liking it that much. I do see the volume OBV pointing upward and making higher highs, but I don't know. It may pop. It may do one of these again. This is very synonymous to how Boeing looks like if you think about it, right? Look at that. Exact same chart. Look, AAL, Boeing, AAL, Boeing. Exact same chart. Okay, so be careful. Be careful. I say be careful. Travel is not like a sure thing right now. But I like the idea of buying it when it's undervalued. Absolutely think that as a long-term investment, I would invest, but not into options because you don't know how long it's going to last unless you get leaps, and that's fine. Okay, cool. Let's go through Chipotle as a business. Should take about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then we'll be done and I can answer more of your questions. Make sure you put your questions down here, and I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. Also, if you could take a second of your day and smash the like button, I would appreciate it. Let's try to get this thing to 100 likes. Really, like only 22 more likes, and I really, really, really appreciate it. So I hope that you're having a good day. Okay, so Chipotle Mexican Grill. This is the ticker of the week, and we want to cover it real quick. So let's have a look at this. I did some technical analysis earlier, and we have been in various channels here. So I want to show you a little bit of the trend. Strong uptrend here for a long time. Since the COVID drop, this stock has almost quadrupled. Well, not quadrupled, but at least tripled. Okay, it has tripled for sure, but it was on its way to quadruple, and then obviously the crazy rally got snuffed out, right? This key level it is at right now is a level of key support here, but I have been seeing volume flow out of this stock, so that's a little worrying for me personally. This stock is now officially in a bearish consolidation phase, okay, where I see volume flowing out and some stockholders remaining in there. It's a matter of time. If the index collapses, one of the indexes collapses, then Chipotle gets taken along with it. From a technical standpoint right now, this is bearish, okay. We have the double bottom as well, similar fashion. I see us coming down a little more, at least to this dual zone here, okay. This dual zone, let me draw it out here. So this one right here, I want to say this is gonna be your little demand zone, okay. So what we want to see is for Chipotle to come into this demand zone and get some paint, okay. And actually better if it comes down all the way to this level here, or even this level here, to have a bounce before moving back up here. So that's what I'll be looking for. I don't feel comfortable buying into this at this level. Business though is doing fundamentally pretty good, I want to say. So the past quarter wasn't exactly the best, but Chipotle is in a good place to take advantage of COVID. And this actually comes from months prior to this pandemic. They actually moved into digitization of the business, and that has really, really pushed big time this year, okay. And it's one of the main reasons why the business is still succeeding right now. So revenues declined 4%, 5%, not too bad if you think about it, right? 4.5% is actually pretty acceptable. Even from an investor standpoint, I still would like the stock. Comparable sales were down about 10%. And then digital sales, look at that, grew 200% and accounted for 60.7% sales for the quarter. This is huge, right? So everybody's ordering online, which is, it makes sense. And they have really good deals now. It's like, oh, you get free delivery, or like this or that, or they have a bunch of different things. Restaurant level operating margins were about 12%. So we'll be going through more of the financials on Wednesday, and I'll go through the fundamentals of the business. We'll do a valuation of it to tell you the stock price. But I can definitely say this business is definitely not worth $1,300. That's absolutely no chance. Or at least I can say with the 80% certainty that the intrinsic valuation is way lesser than where it's trading right now. The stock market is pricing in a COVID neutral or a COVID positive emergence for this business, which means to say the business will come out of COVID in a more positive light than it went in. So it should be interesting for sure. Okay. And the CEO says thank you to everybody. So here's the kicker, right? Our investment in digital over the past few years has provided our customers with convenient access to Chipotle how and where they want it. We'll continue to invest in elevating the digital experience, including opening more Chipotle lanes, which is a recent thing they have done. Like it's you just go in, you pick up, and you leave, while innovating with new culinary offerings such as cauliflower rice, organic beverages, and quesadillas. And they're confident that they'll finish 2020 with good momentum and will be well positioned in the long run. So you can see Chipotle being well positioned in the digital transformation and doing it well ahead of the competitors put them in a position to benefit from COVID. Okay, this is just the importance of digitization in our current time. And here's also important things that you should keep track of for this business is the liquidity, right? How much money does it have on hand? Now, this company does have some debt. I was just looking at it earlier. Debt over equity is a 1.76, but it's not a big deal because of the fact that they have sufficient interest coverage ratios, and their quick ratios and current ratios are very, very healthy, above 1. So they have sufficient assets to cover their debts. Okay. Now, so cash position wise, as of June 30th, they maintain a strong financial cash position of 936 million. Short-term investments in restricted cash, along with a $600 million untapped credit facility in which to continue navigate this crisis. And this financial position is improved sequentially from 909 million. So they had 900 million last quarter, and then now they do have 934 million. So they're growing their cash pile by 30 million. They grew it by 30 million, which is good after expenses and everything, right? Think about it. And that gives us a great confidence in our potential to generate positive cash flow for the rest of the year. This is the name of the game for investors to hear. This is like listening to the Beethoven symphony, you know? You want to hear this, like positive cash flow. That's music to my ears, right? And which will help support ongoing strategic investments. Okay, great. Now, a decrease of 5% roughly. And this was the performance over the months for comparable sales. Now, the rest of these things we will read on Wednesday, which will fall under the fundamental analysis. I just wanted to give you a snapshot. Here is consumer spending in the quick service restaurant sector in the United States from 2004 to 2019. You can see we've actually been in a strong uptrend until 2019, where we took a little bit of a dip. I'm actually interested to see how this year will be after we're done and we have the statistics for this. If we go in another year where we go a decrease, that means people are, turning to these quick service restaurants less and less, which will be interesting to see. Okay, we'll go through the financials more. I was just doing a little bit of research on my own. And then here's a SWOT analysis that I found on the internet by Business Strategy Hub. So full credits go to them for doing this one. This company has 73,000 employees as of December 2018. Market cap of about $24 billion. Annual revenue turns about $5 billion, I would say, profit at $176 billion. And so they have competitors, which are Taco Bell, Qdoba Mexican Grill, Moe's Southwest Grill, Rubio's Coastal Grill, Baja Fresh, and Freebirds. Okay. So this is a SWOT analysis. So strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Here's your strengths. They have, okay, this is obviously subjective, tasty food. I don't know if some of you might find Chipotle tasty, some not. I remember this being something very close to my heart because I used to go to Chipotle to save lots of money during college when I was working as a bartender. And, I was trying to make ends meet. I would go to Chipotle, get a meal, and ask for a burrito on the side, eat the burrito first, keep the bowl for later, and have, that become 2 meals. When you're a broke-ass college student, that's what you do to make ends meet. So I used to do that. And, so this place holds a close little nostalgia in my heart. Classic method of cooking, okay, pots, pans, stove, grills, high-quality food with integrity. They focus on that a lot. They say, oh yeah, our food is sourced from places that are very sustainable, and they choose the farms and everything's fresh and this and that. Okay, I'm not saying that this is right or wrong. I'm just giving you the facts. Okay, and fresh food, they don't carry microwave or frozen food. It's all fresh, apparently all fresh, made from scratch every day, and then they vacuum seal them in bags and then kind of reheat them as needed. Reasonably priced. This is very true. I think that all their food is reasonably priced, and that's the reason why they're so successful. Responsibly sourced meat, maintaining close relationships with suppliers, and digitally friendly. These are all strengths of this business. Now, weaknesses. They have a dependence on a limited number of suppliers, so this usually ends up with outbreaks, and if they have outbreaks, it affects their stock. In fact, the outbreaks in the past were very ideal times to pick up this stock at every single time that happened. It was actually great moments to buy the stock. This was, I believe, one time, and then another time. This stock was trading at $200, guys, and now, boom, boom, we're at 1,003, and I think it will continue going. I personally think it will continue going, but do I want to buy it up here? Absolutely not. I'll wait for a discount to get this, right? That's what I think, personally. Okay. Now, let's have a look here. High sodium content is another thing, apparently. Limited food items on the menu, but I think this is actually counts as a double. It's not only just a weakness, it's a strength as well. So here is the best-selling fast casual food chains in the U.S. in comparison. Panera Bread, you have Chipotle, Panda Express, you have, what is this? Jimmy John's, Zaxby's, Five Guys, Wingstop, and you can see Panera and Chipotle pretty much take top statistics here. So here are some opportunities for the company. Expansions into international markets. I believe that they're trying to do this right now. They've moved maybe into, I think, the UK, if I'm not wrong. I think they tried to move there or something, and other Southeast Asian countries, they're trying to look for prospects here as well. I think they would do well, personally. Digital orders, they have makes up about 10% of annual revenue, which is ridiculous, right? Think about that for a second. If 10% of your revenues from your business comes from digital, there's something there that's untapped, okay? Upgrade due to intense competition. So they have to, constantly upgrade their service. These are the opportunities they need to constantly put into training and retraining top performing employees. Drive-through options, planning to add drive-through, which they've already added it. It's called Chipotle lanes now, and adding delivery service in partnership with DoorDash, which is a great opportunity they've done. They didn't only just do it with DoorDash; they did it with a bunch of places. And I remember they offer like free delivery and all that. It was pretty cool. Here are some threats. So, loss of customers' trust due to foodborne illnesses. A lot of people still go through this. If you tell them, I'm going to get Chipotle, they were like, dude, do you want to get E. coli or Salmonella? Because they had an outbreak before. So that kind of thing sticks. It lingers for a while. But you know what? Companies rebounded pretty strongly, so it doesn't really matter in the end. Legal proceedings against Chipotle for a false claim on low calories, and challenges attracting the retaining employees because it's such a high turnover of staff. So, this is one of the things. It's usually college students working there, right? It's like, oh, I don't want to work at McDonald's, so I work at Chipotle kind of thing. That's kind of the frictional unemployment that they face. And then supply chain problems, which we talked about already. Growing competition. So this is some of the biggest burrito chains in the U.S. And you can say you can make your own burrito from Chipotle, right? But then you have Taco Bell that sells a lot more because why? It's a more named brand. It's bigger. It's more... There are more outlets and whatnot, right? So Chipotle comes in pretty close second, and this is in millions of dollars. So, kita naman, you have Pollo Loco, we have Qdoba, Del Tacos. Oh man, I miss all this food. Mucho, man. Seriously, I really miss Chipotle, and I miss the rest of the US. I want to come back, guys. Come on, somebody just get a plane, come here, pick me up so I can come back. And then I was looking for the news here, just to see if we have anything. So digital investments continue to pay off at Chipotle. Someone wrote an article. And there was a firm that increased, I think it was Wiedbusch and Goldman Sachs and a bunch of other. They're all upgrading the stock. And remember, when analysts upgrades, doesn't mean shit. All right, doesn't mean shit. So another one, Wiedbusch price rises to highest on street. And yeah. So another thing that you want to watch for is when a vaccine gets found, these stocks also will rally. So keep that in mind. Chipotle Grill in line, EPS, yes, so they did pretty okay with the previous earnings there. Okay, well, there you have it. That's our new Ticker Monday introduction there, just to give you guys a little bit of insight. If you found that helpful, make sure you smash the like button. I'd really appreciate it. Let me know what you think about these live streams and how you feel about them. I would appreciate it. So I said 15 minutes, exactly 15 minutes. Let's see if we can cover a couple of tickers here and call it a day. Let's get to 100 likes. Yeah, 2 more likes. If you can, do that, that would be super cool. I would appreciate it. All right, so let's see here. PFE 39 calls 1120. Well, this stock is on a downtrend. Yeah, I wouldn't bet on a reversal here, unfortunately. I know the stock is up, but I don't know, man. You're taking a risk, and I don't see the confirmation at all. This is a terrible situation to go long. You don't have no confirmation. The stock is in a bearish phase. Yeah, your expiry is pretty far, and Pfizer could possibly have good news, but you're gambling. That's all I'm going to say. You don't have a confirmation. FedEx, let's have a look. 255 call 918. Oh man. This one would require a Fibonacci extension here, so let's use this point right here. Uh, 255 would be pretty far out. 240 would be a better strike to buy, in my opinion. 240 is a nicer aim here. The 61.8 here at 242, so you'd be $2 in the money. That would be nice if you want to stack quick deltas. I like this though. This breakout over here. FedEx looks like the play. It's already up to 241. Ooh, never mind. Pre-market's already up 241. Something must have happened. Something. What did any news come out for FedEx? Is there a reason why we rallied like almost $9? That's pretty awesome. Also, now you're saying that it rallied already. You're saying 255. Okay, I would buy it. Sure. 248 would be the first target, and then 255. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Okay, I'm down with that. So actually, let me readjust the extension here. There we go. Yeah, 255 seems okay. That seems fine. If provided we open and we stay where we are, so this is where we open, right? So I moved the extension up here to see what that would be like, and 254 seems to be the 61.8 extension from there. So yeah, seems like a possible thing there. Sasha, I like it. Okay, I already answered this about Apple. Let's see here. I answered DraftKings. SNE as it stands right now. PS5. Sony this week trying to catch a run up. $78 calls for 1018. $78 calls for 1018. So you want to buy them at the money then? Can I be real honest with you and tell you, why don't you wait for this to come up and test this $80 resistance, come down and validate this zone here, which is a 78 as support, before taking this to the upside? You know, many a times you try to catch this wave up, but you remember what I say, you don't want to get caught in a downtrend. Look at what just recently happened. It shows there is a possibility that the stock can go further down, right? You have the death cross on the 1 hour, and that signals a change in trend. So why don't you wait for the moving averages, you know, to cross back above? If this moves above the moving averages to 80, wait for the opportunistic moment instead of rushing into this. Look at the amount of volume, the sheer volume that has flowed out of the stock, the OBV massively pointing down there. A lot of people have sold these shares. I don't recommend you to go super long. You want to take a position, take one light position, play that. I wouldn't bank my hopes on this one. That's all I'm going to say. eBay $65 calls for 1016. So we did some technicals on this one already, and then our technicals got invalidated, and so now we are gonna see we broke. So this is another situation, right? Look, we had an inkling that this was a demand zone, and our demand zone got wrecked, right? And now this stock is in a bearish phase. Another death cross here, downward trend. Yeah, we found support here. This could possibly be another new little a new little, I want to say demand zone, right? It could be. But do you have a confirmation? No, you don't. You don't have a confirmation. Therefore, why do you want to take on so much risk? You are risking a lot here to catch this wave up. I say wait for the confirmation and then get in. I don't agree with buying this right now. Tesla 417. There we go with the Tesla players. I feel like we can never have a live stream without Tesla being mentioned. Tesla, wait, why 417? Why is that such a weird number, first of all? Why do you specifically want to buy 417? Because you see it as a resistance? I don't know. Why don't you just get 420 or something? And then it's a weekly contract on top of that. Wow. Is it a weekly? Yes, it is a weekly contract. Yeah, you know what? Go ahead, bro. Do it. Do it. Do it. Get it. Just put 100% of your account into it, honestly. This is the way to go, man. Get that 420 calls and go 100% allocation in your portfolio, because the beta is high, and, you know, that risk to reward ratio, man. That posting, so that you can post it on Wall Street Bets and really make a winning trade out of it, you know. Okay, I was obviously just kidding and being really, really sarcastic, but to be honest, please don't do this. Please don't waste your money. Please don't. Thank you. Nvidia 925. Like, it could possibly go up there. I'm not saying that it wouldn't, but dude, do you really want to take on that much risk? Weekly contract and for something to move from 380 to 420, that's how many? $40. Yes, it can move. Yes, it can happen. But you seriously can't find another trade that's better? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Come on, there's so many other plays you can take. I called out Starbucks. I called out Beyond. So many other better quality things you can play than Tesla. Even if it moves and gives you the move that you want, it's a high risk play. So if you think that's what you want to go for it, man. Nvidia 925, 525. Nvidia 925, 525. Nvidia. Oh man, this one's big time. Man, what the heck happened to Nvidia overnight? Jeez. Wow, how do we... Man, I always miss buying this. I always miss it, man. And I don't know why I miss it. Well, you're saying 925 next week expiries, and you're saying 525. So you want to go slightly at the money here when the market opens. I would wait for a pullback first, man. It's going to open here. It's going to come down somewhere. Remember, with the market momentum coming down, remember, we might push down here. You may even get a chance to enter Nvidia again. So I'd say hold off to buying this yet. That comment was French for smash like button. Was it really? I don't know. Tough times makes tough men. Exactly. How do you like TDOC? I think it's got a lot of potential with virtual learning. What is TDOC? Teladoc? Is that the one? Oh, wait. Teladoc, yeah, health. Okay. What about it? Let's see. Looks interesting, but we need another confirmation for this one as well. I mean, I do see this being like a potential demand zone down here. I want to say potential. And like you have to wait for this to go back up to moving averages, man. Buying this here, it's still risky in my opinion. I don't like taking on that kind of risk. Why wouldn't you just wait for the confirmation? It's just so much more important and it's so much better. Here's my 100 like. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I really do. Continue smashing the like button, guys. I would really appreciate it. Let's see here. It's me. I am back. Welcome back, man. What's up? Nvidia 918. Sell or hold it. Yeah, you're gonna be up big time, right? So I would say sell it at the open, cash in. That's what I would do. And then you can wait for the right time to buy the next wave. FedEx ER coming this week. Ah, no wonder. Okay, that's what I thought. Amazon call this week. Amazon 3250 918. 3250. This is another one. Be very careful, man. Be very careful. It's up $50+, but yeah. It's about to go through a death cross too. I'd be super careful. I wouldn't go weekly with this one. Absolutely not. I don't think that's a good idea. Super risk, high risk. Laugh my ass off. No, man, can't be serious. I know, dude. I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm not serious. I was obviously kidding. But I don't understand why people like to do stuff. It's like, surely you understand how theta decay works and how these contracts are priced. So, I mean, if you really want to take on that kind of risk, then yeah, sure, go for it. Can't wait for Tesla battery day. Yeah, I mean, that would be cool. Don't get me wrong though. Like, I'm not a Tesla hater or anything like that. I just think that there are so many other things you can trade in the market that will give you so much better returns. Okay, and you won't take on that same level of risk. It's kind of like you know, you have let me try to illustrate this for you in a point, right? Okay, you have two trades you can take, and you know, you have this much return. This is your return column, and this is your risk column. Okay, there for what you're doing with Tesla is you're taking like a high risk. Okay, so the same risk you're taking for a lower return and a higher return, that it doesn't make sense. There are other things that you can take lesser risk for and get better odds on your money. That's all I'm saying, you know. You're like, don't take the same point on this graph, okay, on the same gradient, and if you want that higher return up there, you have to take on significantly more risk. Okay, so remember, risk and return are linear. So the higher risk, the higher return. Okay, so don't do that to yourself. In my opinion, don't do it. It's just, you're gonna just feel terrible about it. Wait, did I? Oh, sorry, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to skip you, man. MU $50 call 10:30. Okay, got you. Yeah. So see, this is okay. So now this one's a little better of a situation. The rest of you guys, what you're doing is, okay. So far, all the tickers that I've called out today, what you're trying to do is you're trying to catch this bottom here, right? Now look at the difference in this situation. You have now a different situation. You have higher highs, higher low situation. But still, this is not a confirmation for you to get long MU here. What you need here, so MU is trading 48 already, right, pre-market? Oh, it just ran up to 48, 45, something like that. Okay, what you need here is for MU to come down, validate the 50 moving as a support, and then continue up for the next wave, and then you can enter on this wave to catch it on the way up. Okay, don't try to catch this bottom, guys. Don't try. It's no point to do so. Okay. Okay, now with that, I'm gonna leave you guys. I appreciate you turning up for the stream, and I hope you guys have a great day. Kyle, can you do me a favor? Come back to the live stream tomorrow. Ask this question. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to get to it. The market opens in 2 minutes, and I don't want to manage my positions. I have some things that I need to manage. But come back tomorrow for the webinar. Ask the same question. Can you briefly explain theta? And I will do it. Okay. Just come through tomorrow. Same time. We'll be holding a webinar on waves. And we'll go through that in more detail. Okay. And I'll go through a little bit about theta decay and how to avoid, certain things. Okay. So I want to say thank you guys for attending the stream. Have a good day and happy Monday. Have a great week ahead. I'll see you tomorrow for the webinar. We have a great webinar on waves. I highly recommend not to miss it. It's going to be a couple of tidbits from the EGA mentorship course that I'll be leaving for you guys. And yeah, peace out, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.